Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another Teacher Joseph podcast. Well, today is Easter, so happy Easter to you. Smiles across the miles from the UK to wherever you are today. Easter here is no longer a religious celebration, considering we don't really have so many churches now. So it's more of a time just to spend with people that you love, people that you like, and that's how I'll be spending it, and that includes all of you. So I wish you all a very happy day wherever you are. Thankfully, Easter is still a public holiday, so it's something that we all enjoy. We have Friday and Monday off, which is very good. With regards to television, well, I went to the TV a few moments ago and switched it on, and uh, it was awful. I mean, it seemed to be some kind of Christian music concert with middle-aged American men and women who looked like they really could use a bath or take a shower. I mean, they looked dreadful, sweaty and dirty. The men with very unkept beards, and the women who were dressed very questionably, especially if they're calling themselves Christian. They looked awful. So I very quickly changed channel to find things the same on most channels this morning. I don't know how Easter turned into this excuse for Americans to shout. Uh, I could kind of understand it if they were actually singing, but it seems to me that someone has a piano or a guitar and they just shout the words. There's no music, there's no rhythm. It's just men and women who seem to be shouting with a guitar and they call it music. So I don't know how we got to that point. So I, of course, retreated from that and headed for my Petula Clark playlist on YouTube. Petula Clark's lovely for an Easter morning. She's one of our singers from the 1960s, 70s, and 80s. And the song that I chose today by Petula Clark to celebrate Easter is called The Other Man's Grass. Now, that's a famous English idiom, the other man's grass. So, for example, you could be thinking about what your friend has and you have not, and your mother might say, "Look, the other man's grass is always greener." It means uh, when you compare yourself to somebody else, it always seems that they have a better life than you. So, many of us are very unhappy these days, and we think, well, I wish I was Britney Spears or something like that. And someone might say to you, look, the other man's grass is always greener. It means the other person's life always seems nicer, but it's not always the case. And Petula is going to teach us that lesson today with her song, The Other Man's Grass. So I'm going to go through the lyrics with you. There's a few interesting things on here. I'd recommend that you listen to Petula Clark because she has a very, very English voice. The other man's grass is always greener. So you won't have any trouble with her accent. It's the same when she's singing downtown. When you're alone and you've nothing to do, you can always go downtown. Gee, it's no wonder we love her. Although she's no spring chicken now, she must be at least 80 because she was singing during the war, as I recall. It's very funny, Petula Clark in British culture. She's one of these people that either you love her or you hate her. There's clearly a divide there because she's very, very typically English, and that angers many people because she has the accent. She's very rich, and she has that attitude of English people, of our old colonial days. So some people really, really don't like her, but other people do. I'm in two minds about the whole thing. But whenever you ask anyone here, what do you think of Petula Clark? You get the answer, oh, she's like Marmite. Either you love her or you hate her. Marmite is one of these beef style drinks that you can buy here. You know, the kind that either you love or you hate. Marmite, it's like Bovril. Ooh, oh no, I don't like that. But I do like Petula. So let's go through the words of her song, The Other Man's Grass. Now remember, the other man's grass is always greener, means that don't think that your neighbor has a better life than you do. It always seems his grass is greener, but it's not. Okay, so she says, life is never what it seems. We're always searching in our dreams to find that little castle in the air. Castle in the air is another word for nirvana, our perfection, our high moment. And then she says, when worry starts to cloud the mind, it's hard to leave it all behind and just pretend that you haven't got a care. And then she kind of like revs up in the second verse, heading for the chorus. There's someone else in your imagination. You wish that you were standing in their shoes. And that's the same as the other man's grass is always greener. You wish you were standing in their shoes. You wish you were in their place. And there was another song about that. Wouldn't it be good to be in your shoes? Oh, who sang that? That was another English singer. Oh, yes, that was Nick Kershaw. Wouldn't it be good to be in your shoes? Yeah. Anyway, back to Petula. So she tells us there's someone else in your imagination. You wish that you were standing in their shoes. You'd change your life without much hesitation. But would you if you really had to choose? And now she's really going for the chorus now, which is a lovely chorus. So don't look around, get your feet on the ground. It's much better by far to be just who you are. The other man's grass is always greener, the sun shines brighter on the other side. The other man's grass is always greener, some are lucky, some are not. Just be thankful for what you've got. And then she finishes the chorus and she goes to the next verse and she says, many times it seems to me there's someone else I'd rather be, living in a world of make believe. To stay in bed till nearly 3 with nothing there to worry me would seem to be the life I might achieve. But deep inside, I know I'm really lucky, with happiness I've never known before. And just as long as you are there beside me, I know that I could ask for nothing more. And then she heads for the chorus again. She's really going for it. And she says, and living can start with the love in your heart, so with you all the time. All the treasures I've longed for are mine. And then she repeats the chorus twice. So she says, the other man's grass is always greener. The sun shines brighter on the other side. The other man's grass is always greener. Some are lucky, some are not. But I'm so thankful for what I've got. And we thank Petula for this life lesson which she's giving for us today, teaching us that we, of course, should not always compare ourselves to other people. Thank you, Petula, for this lovely comparative in the morning time. If you are interested in Petula Clark, she does sing loads of other things. A few of my favourites are Don't Sleep in the Subway, Darling. That's a good one. That presumably is when she's talking about someone she knows and she's begging them not to sleep in the subway. Nice, Petula Clark, isn't she? And then, of course, her big hits, I think in French and English, was Downtown. When you're alone, you can always go downtown. Oh, I love that. Yeah. So it really is kind of like feel good music. And then she does her kind of like special classical one with I Don't Know How to Love Him, which is a really nice song. She has a lovely voice. I mean, she was famous for her stage performances. I think it was Finny and Rainbow. She was in, at least when I was a child, she was in that. Um, yeah, she has loads of hits. Tony Hatch was her songwriter. Tony Hatch was a strange little man. He was a famous songwriter here. He was very small, and he was married to Jackie Trent, who was very tall. And she would stand at the piano and sing, and he would play it. Actually, Jackie Trent, I think, died recently, and there was some newspaper story came out that Jackie Trent, Tony Hatch's wife, and Petula Clark didn't get along very well. I'd imagine they both would be very strong-minded women. If you've seen Petula Clark in an interview, yeah, I'd imagine she's not the kind of woman you'd like to get on the wrong side of, I think. So she does The Other Man's Grass is Always Greener, Don't Sleep in the Subway, Downtown, loads of other songs as well that I like of her. She also did The Song of My Life. Oh, that's one of my favorites. I was talking about that just the other day. Uh, oh yeah, I was I was tempted to sing it there, but I think the birds are sitting happily in the garden. I don't want them to fly away just yet. Um, oh, she's had tons and tons of songs. I'm just looking through her playlist. Yeah, far too many to mention. So, Don't Sleep in the Subway, The Song of My Life, The Other Man's Grass is Always Greener. These are some of my favorites. Downtown as well. Oh, she did one called Mallorca. I haven't heard that one before, but presumably she went on holiday and she was singing about it. In French, Dansez avec moi, Danse le train des nuits. Did I say that well? Train? What else? Um, oh, she also covered Lune de Miel. Is that Monday of Honey? Miel, I think, is honey. Lune? Is that Monday? I'm not sure. Or Moon, maybe? Um, uh, oh, oh my goodness me. Loads of songs. There are loads of songs. So if you. Oh, I know a place. Yes, that was another one of hers. Don't Give Up as well. Oh, A Sign of the Times. Yeah. I love Petula Clark doing that. Um, yeah, so she's very, very popular, very popular. So do have a look for Petula Clark and The Other Man's Grass is Always Greener. That's an idiom we use a lot these days, you know. Um, a good example is if you have a son or daughter who wants to be Britney Spears, or who knows, maybe you want to be Ariana Grande. It would be a little bit strange. I'd like to see that and hear about it if you do want to be Ariana Grande. But your mother will be there saying, you know, the other man's grass is always greener. It means that Ariane's life looks fabulous, but probably not. Probably not. There we are. So I hope you enjoy your Easter day with friends and family if you're having anybody over. I'll be cooking a chicken um, and some roast potatoes. I'll probably be heading out to the shops as well because it's a lovely spring day and I cut the grass yesterday. So my grass is certainly looking greener. Have a lovely Easter, everyone. Talk soon. Bye.